Hello, in this tutorial I'm going to cover all the font editing tools that you have in Google Slides. To see your font editor, all you have to do is click on the text in a text box and you'll see all the tools for font in that text box appear at the top. So what we're going to do here is start from left to right, and notice right here these four tools that I'm highlighting pertain mainly to the text box itself and not actually the text inside the box. So if I want to change the fill color of this box, all I have to do is click on the fill color tool and let's put a green fill in there. So now you can see the box is green. Now if I want to change the border color that goes around this box, notice it's all green. I can add some contrast by going to the pencil and let's put maybe a gray or something that stands out. Let's do a red. And so now you can see the red border going around the box. Now I click on that box and I want to change the border thickness, so I can come over to the series of lines that you see on the tool and I can go heavier in weight or lighter in weight. So if I go to a 4, you can see that that border thickness is increased, and I'll go to a 2, which isn't as thick of a border. The last tool dealing with the text box is the dash, where you can actually create a dash border instead of having a line. So that right there is the first 4 tools for font editing. Now the rest kind of pertain to what's inside the text box. So if I click on this box, I click on the words in the box, I can go to my font and pick any one of the fonts that I want to choose. I can even go to more fonts and find some that are probably not in there and search for them. I can change the font size by coming to a number. Again, you can type in a number or you can select it from the menu. Keep in mind when you present on a TV or a projector, if it's not super large, I would stay away from going to like a 12 font or a 9 font or anything like that. 36 is pretty much safe and above. And then over here, these are your typical 4 editing tools for Word, which is bold, italicized, underline, and you can change the word color by clicking right here on text and choosing the color. Again, you can always customize that color and find a color that you feel like is what you want, and you can insert that color by doing it that way. You also can go to highlight and change the highlight color of the words as well, but I don't want to do that, so let's go to highlight and go up to the top right and have no highlight, and change it. And so now notice the highlight is white and I've actually removed from the green border. So I guess my option is with the highlight, let's do transparent, and that'll get rid of the highlight. So now it's not just a white highlight background. So you still see your border color in the box. Again, I just went to highlight and said transparent. So moving across, you have the insert link, which means I can link this to somewhere in the slideshow, or I can take it someone to a website. And then over here, I can add a comment as well. I can click on the word and add a comment to it. And then finally, you have your alignment tools, as well as your line spacing, numbering, bulleting, indentation tools as well. So if I come over and highlight Eddie, I can go center indent, I can go right indent or right justify. I'll go to the middle. Another thing you can do is change where in the box your words go. So if you want them to be centered in the middle of the box, you can come here and click this. If you want them to be at the bottom of your box, you can do that as well. I'll put it in the center. And line spacing, this is how you change the line spacing like you would in a Google Doc or a Word doc. And then again, you can add numbering, bullets. You can then again do your indent. So if you're going to see this indent, I'll move it over to the left, and I can indent to the right and move it across, or indent and move it to the left. Keep in mind with the numbering and bullet list, you can choose how the indentation works from the format, from like A with a period, or A with the bracket and so forth, or 1.1. parentheses, however you want to do it. And then same thing with bullet, the different bullet picture images when you indent as you go down your bulleting outline. Lastly, you can go click clear formatting and all of the formats for the words go back to normal, and you've taken away the format that you did up here with bold, italicized, underline, and the colors. Your format options is the last thing. This basically allows you to add a drop shadow or a reflection. Now a reflection, you'll see, reflects the box and the words above. If you want to edit how far it goes, you can pull back the distance and you can increase the distance. So this is just gonna how far away from the box it is, and then the size of it will shrink it. So notice I can adjust my reflection by slightly moving the box across the bar. And that's a reflection in what it looks like. So let's uncheck that. A drop shadow is behind the box. So if I do a drop shadow, and let's say I want to do the distance like this, notice there's a drop shadow, and you can see the drop shadow behind the box giving it a 3D effect. I hope this tutorial was helpful on all the different tools and functions for editing the text and the text box in your Google slideshow. Thank you for watching.